All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rachach double honor to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone who teach, guide, and rule well. Greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you. Hopefully, like Shalom unto you. Your brother Shaquat with a video, and this is a response of a response. Okay, this was a video I'm laying backing on is a response to the elder Apostle Tahar's video about GMS listed on hate group list as number 6, right? And this is the Elder Yashawamba's page, Remnant Save 144. Of course, the Apostles page is declaring the end, okay? And so with these videos going into that even though we're just reading the Bible, okay, and instead this is declared as hate, okay? So now we're looked at as a black identity extremist, a hate group, so on and so forth. But we're really just reading the Bible. But it is a revolutionary act for us to wake up the slave, okay, to wake up you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to tell you about who your real identity is, and in the process of telling you that, showing you who the identity thief is. Okay, and then through the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai written in the Holy Scriptures, pointing out to you what the play this man is making. Okay, and that's what we do here. And just simply doing that, bringing out the history, the truth, his track record, he's going to put us on the hate speech list. Okay, so the question that I have, well, we're already on it, but he's going to come down with persecution. But here, the point that I'm making, because the elders have, the apostles made excellent points in their videos. I'm gonna try to remember to put the links in my description, but it should be in my community anyway. But my question is, for you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American, particularly the men, do you know what you're into? Do you know what this is? Do you understand what you've been clicking on? Okay, and your IP address and all of that has been linking you to, what your algorithm is now starting to collect info on your thoughts now, so to speak. Okay, all of this is being tracked. This man is tracking everything, and he's gonna have to come down with great wrath. Okay, but to you, that red horse coming down with great wrath. He's gonna wear out the woman. He was gonna be wroth with the woman. Okay, and so many other scriptures come to mind, because this is a warning that the persecution of the men of the Lord and the elect will come. Okay, and it comes in so many ways. There's certain things that of ways to persecute you, or more so if you're looking at it from a positive standpoint, to try you, okay, to make sure that you're of the elect, to make sure you're of the righteous stock of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay, so you got to first start with a certain perspective, but in that perspective, you have to be so resolved, if you will, feeling like this is just what comes with it. Like, I understand that we signed up for this, okay? So whatever comes with that, hey, this is what it is. Okay, and I didn't want to make this into a complete, because brothers have been having dreams, and the topics come up in the past week or so about since the eclipse, even about persecution. Okay, and this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble come to pass, right? So we know persecution of the Israelites has gotta come at some point. Thus saith the scriptures. But what's the mind state that you will have? Okay, even to quote another one before I start grabbing precepts on it, in Romans the 11th chapter, it says, the 7th verse, for Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Because some of y'all won't be able to see it. Some of y'all have a malicious heart. You won't be able to get this thing. Wisdom won't rest with you. Okay, so you won't be able, though you're clicking on this, though you know you're an Israelite, you may know I'm from the tribe of Judah, Issachar, well, whatever respective tribes, that you believe you're from. That may be all so, but were you given the gift of faith? Were you given the exercise of patience, which is to suffer the persecution wrongfully. Matter of fact, that reminded me of a precept. Let me grab that one. All right, I'm in 1 Peter chapter 2, but this is a really good chapter. I'm going to try to make it as concise as possible. This wasn't even on the list, but the points as the Spirit gets moving make good points. Let me see. Okay. Well, I have to detail it just to say it. A lot of times brothers got to understand, especially, the elder brothers is they get it. Apostles, of course, all the way up. They get it. But for you younger men and even women coming in, believing this thing, the harsh truth of it is you have to be able to harden yourself away from fleshly desires. Okay, yeah, there's situations where you may be able to have a good time and enjoy things of the flesh, for in their purpose, in their in certain moments, so on and so forth. That's fine, but to understand that you can't always choose the flesh. You can't be choosing the flesh more than you choose the Spirit. Okay, because a lot the average person walks in the flesh, but you have to be studying to know the difference. Okay, you have to be exercising the wisdom that you're gaining from these scriptures in situations, and then the decision making and discernment has to come into play. Okay, so with all that being said, let me start here. It says 1 Peter 2:11, "Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul." Okay, you only bring in stripes on yourself by putting yourself in a situation of carnality. Yeah, you may not be the brolic guy, the froward guy, or whatever, but you may be somebody that's weak to certain fleshly lusts and fleshly desires. Certain situations, you have to become stronger in those situations, because they're going to lead you into worse fleshly lust of the flesh, if you will. Okay, so you have to abstain from that whole situation. All right, and try to stay out as much as possible. The Most High, if you're moving in the Spirit, you're walking in the Spirit, the Most High will guide you and allow you to have to have your entertainment and your fun and throw your bone every once in a while. Okay, but you can't be just out there seeking for that one moment. That's how you start overreaching until you lose your balance, because this thing is about balance. Okay, and trust me, it's not a bad thing to have yourself more balanced toward the Spirit than toward the flesh. Okay, it says having your conscience honest among the Gentiles. You're not up there a brawler or a railer or any of that other types of personalities. You see things, you understand it, you discern it, you analyze it. Boom, you know what? I'm done. I see this. Let me remove myself from it. Something the apostle said years ago, and I believed it then, and I even more so believe it now. When I see Jake, nigga Jake coming down the street, pants a certain way, their whole energy vibe is demonic. Certain types of haircuts and hair dyes, whether it be men or women. Hey, I just cross the street, man. I don't even want to cross paths with that interaction. I don't even want the possibility of that interaction to pass. And is it because I hate my people? No, I love my people, but I don't love my people in wickedness, man. I love my people in righteousness. When our people are doing righteous thing, they choose the right thing, man. I'm the guy high-fiving them, All right, anyway, it says having your conscience honest among the Gentiles, the other nations, okay, as well as the Israelite foreigners. You got it. So the word there works both. But even amongst the heathen, man, you still have to be a respectful person in the earth, man. You can't just be up there just super Israelite, just always angry. You can't be that the whole time. The scriptures do tell us to be angry, but sin not. So you don't push yourself to that other level to where you feel like you have to act something out in the flesh. Okay? You just send up curses and do more videos. Find an angle to edify and move on that. All right? It says, whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they treat us like evildoers, right? They may be your good works that may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify the Most High in the day of visitation. Okay, it's an easy thing for the Most High on the day of one's death to reward them. Okay, to roughly paraphrase that, and I believe that's in Sirach 11. All right, it says, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. Okay, when you're in this thing, you got to know certain situations are going to come, but at the end of the day, we're set up to be persecuted again. Okay, now your faith will allow, depending on how you were, which of the elect you are. You may be a martyr, or you may be of the elect that don't see death, according to 1 Corinthians 15, around 49, 50, 52, right in there. All right, there's some that will not sleep. Not all of them will sleep. Okay, as it says. It says, yep, and for the praise of them that do well. Okay, for so is the will of Yahweh, that with well doing ye may put to science the ignorance of foolish men. So people can't just say certain things about you, because that ain't how you carry yourself. Okay, and when the way you carry yourself, you're not just carrying that on camp day. You carry this everywhere you go. Okay, you're supposed to be a king in the earth under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and the great righteous men that came before us. Okay, and that's the legacy we're supposed to be passing on and continuing in. Okay, that's the service we picked up and continued in. Other men, we've entered into other men's labors. Okay, so don't fuck it up by you having a nigga moment. Don't mess up the situation by having far too many weaknesses in the flesh there. As the elder Salaki, but as the elder Yashwamba says, yeah, you may miss the mark sometimes. It happens. Okay, but don't start stacking them up to where it's just a routine of missing the mark. All right, you still got to put that concentration to it, man. All right, it says, as free and not using your liberty as a cloak of maliciousness. Okay, yeah, I'm an Israelite and this dude, this and that. Let me go on. Nah, man, you can't reward yourself with evil, with recompense like that. All right? It said, but as the servants of Yahweh, and as a servant, we were not commanded to go get our own glory. We were not commanded to go get our own revenge and vengeance. Okay? As the zealots lost patience and went on and did that. What we're here to do is we're here to feed the sheep and feed the lambs and be tried. Okay? And to make sure that we prophesy in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and keeping these keeping these statute, laws, and commandments to the best of our ability. All right. It says, but as the servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh, honor the king. Hey, there's nothing wrong with all of those things. Okay. Whether it be your king on earth, the governor on earth, somebody over you, your boss at work. Nigga, fuck you, nigga, Edomite ass boss. I'm an Israelite. You ain't gotta go that far, man. Okay? Nobody has to know what you're thinking. That's a weak mind. That's a weak soldier in war, man. If I'm the enemy, of course, or we're not, if we're enemies, of course I want to know your thoughts. So if you're a worthy adversary, what are you to do? You're supposed to keep them thoughts to yourself. But we don't have to keep them to ourselves. We know what the play is. It's written in the book. Our whole mind state is already written in the book. So any vengeance that we may feel in any certain way we feel, I don't even have to be angry. I just have to show them. Hey, this is, if I get, brought before governors and kings, hey, this is what the scriptures say. Point blank. And make them persecute us for our belief in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, but for the words that the book says, not for a nigga moment slip up. Oh man, she was dancing with me. I'll go to buy her a drink and now she got another nigga. So what, man? Move on. The things in this world are so fragile and so temporal, we can't be this fragile along with it, or we'll crumble right along with it. We have to remain strong in our constitution and in our belief and in our faith and in our patience and perseverance, that at the end of the day, Lord willing, of course, we'll see salvation, and all this will get its just due, get its just reward. Okay, which we know this place, America, Babylon the Great, will be destroyed. We know these Edomites are going down. Okay, so why you got it? And these 2/3 is gonna get jacked up. What else? Just our enemies, man. If you have them now, what we got to worry about? All right. It says, so it's not worth the energy. Therefore, take that same energy and use it to edify in some way, shape, or form. All right. It says, for this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward Yahweh power endure grief, suffering wrongfully. It's okay for us to suffer wrongfully the persecution that's coming. We signed up for this. Okay? For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable of Yahweh. The Most High accepts that also. If you did wrong and you get beaten, you deserve that. Okay, but if you didn't and you still take it, the Most High loves that, man. Okay, for even hereunto you were called, because Yahushua also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. Okay? So we got to understand that we can't put ourselves out there. No, we're not Yahushua. We might not have that strength of Yahushua, but we have to use that example to the very best of our ability, try to live up to that the best of our ability. Okay, there's always a way out. That don't mean you don't have to go through the persecution. He did. He had to go through it. But we have to understand that by suffering it, we're made better, man. Okay? And we had you go into this 4th chapter, we had all types of things that we were into before coming into this truth. That Lord willing are wiped away clean. That won't be that will be forgiven of. Okay? But you still got to go through certain things before we get up out of here. All right, so I'm going to jump to the point. Matter of fact, verse 3, just to hit that. Now I got to start up. Yep. For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. And the way I see it is like this. If I do my very best to offend less and to sin less, okay, the Most High can only be happier with me. It's only going to improve my chances of mercy with Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. But if I'm out there doing questionable things, making moves according solely to the flesh, then I should expect what comes with that. Okay, because as the wind blows, we could easily get pushed over the line and slip it and fall. Okay? And when we slip and fall, hey, sometimes you fall, you just barely miss the cliff. Sometimes you fall over the cliff, but barely, you never know. And some men fall off the cliff and fall to outer darkness, so to speak, and spewed out. Okay, we have to understand that that's very possible. We can't give them any extra ammo on us like that, but we got to know it's coming. Okay, this is the play. Now, where's your faith and your belief at? Do you understand what you're into? Do you understand what you should be thinking and believing? Okay, verse 3, and then I'll jump down. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. And if you can't take harsh words from your family, friends, and people around in society and co-workers and whatever else, neighbors, hey man, this ain't for you. Because what this man's gonna come with, we're on the hate list. as the large hate list group. Okay? America's largest hate group. Great Millstone is number 6 as far as size. I guess that's what how they're classifying it now. Okay? So that's not something to take lightly in these last days. The scriptures, like I've kind of quoted before, Revelation the 12th chapter, 12th verse, woe unto you that inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down having great wrath upon you, because he knoweth he have but a short time. Okay, so let me jump down further to verse 12. And I mean, when you read into these, you also see how they give you how to move in here as well. All right, but this is just to show you that these things are coming. Okay, and I'm gonna jump straight to the point. You should read that. That's excellent, excellent. But I read these in the persecution videos almost every time. It's okay, because these are the answers. But I want to hit a certain couple points, and I want to get through this and not make it too long, right? Verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Okay, don't be putting yourself on that offensive to a level where you didn't put yourself out there. Okay, when this persecution comes, take it, man. Deal with it. Take it in the spirit, as it says right above. I'll go up to 13. It says, but rejoicing as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings. He got persecuted for unjustly. Take the same unjust route. Don't give them a reason to be like, yeah, he's this, he's that. Some of these other Israelite groups are bringing basically slaughter unto themselves. Okay, and really they're bringing it to all the Israelites, but that's okay. We understand that this must come down this way. This is the path through. If you can't get through the narrow, how should you get to the broad? You know, where the kingdom openeth unto you, right? It says that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be also glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. You see? And they're going to talk bad about Yahushua, and they're going to talk bad about us. They're going to persecute us. Until when? Until Yahweh, and that's when he's going to set the standard up, man. And going to come in and rescue us, man, and protect us. Even Michael the Archangel is going to come down. Okay? So we have our defense set up. Okay? But don't have faith in that, but that doesn't give you the open thing to be just a carnal ass, person. All right? But instead, take it and remain in meekness and know and understand that this is what we signed up for. This is the path to the kingdom of heaven. This is the path to glory. Okay? For some of you, be like the apostles have been saying, like some of y'all ain't in this for the right reason. Some of y'all coming to have the chicken and to hang out and high five brothers and sip yayan. That's not what this is about. And to look cool on the corner. Even especially you other Israelite groups, when we see a lot of you guys aren't being built up as teachers, it looks like you're just happy to have a shirt on, man, with the fringe at the bottom, the purple shirt or whatever you got, the armbands or whatever you do. Okay? But instead, you have to understand that you've been called into something that heavy persecution, even unto death, is to happen. Okay? Continuing on. That was the point. I don't want to go too deep into any particular scripture, but just to remind you, do you know what you signed up for? You signed up for the persecution, man. If you didn't know that, then you should be cold and not lukewarm and not on fire. You should just be ice cold. But if you about this thing, you might as well go all the way and be on fire for this thing. All right? And that was a partial reference and quote to Revelation, the 3rd chapter. All right, let me get a couple other ones. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. Okay? The last thing you want is to make moves out there to where they refer back to the ministry, and they're going to refer anything you do back to the ministry. Okay? The last thing I want to do is leave a stain on my brothers, man, for something that I did. So guess what I got to do? I got to cut out the shit that I'm doing. Okay? And that takes discipline. That takes maturity. All right? A lot of you young men coming in aren't ready for some of that. All right? But in another sense, and even some of you sisters, man, y'all not ready to deal with the full concepts of this thing, to be okay with the opportunity of being with a man, regardless what type of man it is, what level you think he's on, but having the opportunity to get salvation. Okay, that may be open unto you. So treat that man as if he holds the key to your life. Support that man. All right, and vice versa. Men, you got to do your job also. You can't just be talking crazy to your woman, expecting her to want to cook, clean, and take care of you, rub you down, and whatever else. Okay? Sometimes you can't. And we know these women are jealous over other women, so we don't just throw that in their faces all the time. Yeah, I should be able to have 15 wives. It says I could have 7 wives. We'll take hold of one man. There ain't no reason to throw that out there. No reason even to necessarily be involved in that. Okay, unless that's your lot or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that we're just trying to seek peace in our households and in our minds, because we know we're walking into persecution. Okay? And as the persecution comes, that's when everybody's going to be bent out of shape. Okay? And when that time comes, that's when that pressure that comes upon us, that's when people are going to be folded. That's when you're going to be thinking, well, I don't know if this is what I signed up for. Okay, another one I didn't grab. Let me grab it. Yep, so Matthew 13, I start at 20 to get to the point. It says, but he that receiveth seed into the stony place, hard, right? Places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it, yet hath not root in himself, no strong foundation, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises, when this man comes and puts you to go round up all the hate group, hate list groups, and you get caught up in the sweep, hey, take that, man. It comes with this. It comes with this thing. But is it gonna uproot you up out of this truth? That's what the Yahweh Shai is speaking of here. But when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, because you believe in dark-skinned Yahweh Bashim, who they ignorantly call Jesus, and you believe that the Israelites are dark-skinned people, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and so on and so forth, because you believe something that the world doesn't condone, you'll be persecuted for it, right? By and by, he is offended. And a lot of men will get offended, and they won't be able to get past that point. So they're going to give up the faith. Okay? Going back. Matthew 5:10, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. See the blessings that come when people are persecuting you for doing the right thing? This is where you win for doing the right thing. Even though this world condones you doing the wrong thing, and it commends you and what's the other word? And praises you for doing the wrong thing. The glory comes from doing the righteous thing, which in this world is shunned upon. Okay, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets that were before you. So we know that this has to come down this way. They're going to try to do the same thing again. That standard will be set for us, man. But you got to know that may not be a lot to be protected, where you teleport away or whatever the case the spiritual power comes down to. It may be that your head goes under the guillotine, or you go before the firing squad, or whatever the case may be, or you're thrown in prison, okay? Thrown in a lion's den, thrown in a fiery furnace. These things are filleted, thrown in a cauldron, your tongues, all types of tortures, man. Okay, so what? Okay, this is what you signed up for. So what? This flesh is temporary, man. This is but for a moment. All right? Real quick, 1 Thessalonians 5:22, abstain from all appearances of evil. Okay, so don't even put yourself out there to give them anything on us, man. Make them have to fabricate this stuff and lie on us. We know that's what this man let her do anyway. Just like when you go in the book of Acts and the persecution was coming down, they had to lie to catch the men of the Lord, the disciples the apostles in certain situations, just to try to get them. And people coming up lying, oh, this is my witness over here. The bold-faced lying. Okay? Lying. Romans 12, verse 17, recompense no man evil for evil. Because some of them are just agent provocateur. Somebody just trying to provoke you to get out of character, to get a crazy soundbite out of you, to get a crazy action out of you on film that they can edit and tweak and entrap us with, man. Okay, they're already coming with what's that called? Basically the technology to have you to say anything. They can get your face through the internet and then have AI say something crazy, man. I don't believe this man won't go to these levels. Okay. Also, I believe he's capable to go to these levels. All right. It says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men, even the heathen, even the wicked Edomites, man. So what? Okay, hold the door or whatever, man. Who cares, bro? If it's the alphabet community, so what, man? Sit next to them or move or whatever. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to confirm it. You don't have to roll your eyes and smack your lips. You got to do none of that, man. Grow up. You can be sending curses in your mind. Who cares? That's fine. But simply saying, we know what their judgment is. Why are you upset about it? They're going to get paid back. They're going to be rewarded for their actions. Everybody must come before the judgment seat. But don't put yourself out there that the ministry may be blamed because you having an emotional moment. Okay? You got to know what you signed up for. Do you understand that this is coming to you? It seems like some of your congregations out there aren't warning you of what's to come. The persecution is coming. Okay? Yeah, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. We know how that scripture say that. But when you get hungry, you're going to get so irritable, you're going to make a rash decision. You're going to make moves in haste. Okay? It says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So we just got to sit back and chill. We know what the play is. Sit back, pray. We got the prayers. The prayers are out there. The way to build these prayers and make these prayers are out there. Okay? While the internet is still alive, man. Get these things locked in you. Get these instances locked in you. Okay? That we can call upon these situations that the Heavenly Father has done before and remind him, hey, you did this before. Baba Kushal do this for me. Okay? In the moment. Okay? Luke 14:27, and whosoever do not bear his cross, this affliction, this trial, and come after me, cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost? You have to have counted the cost for this thing. You got to know of the possibilities of how this can end for you. Okay? How this is going to end. We know that the elect are going to be saved and rescued, but not everybody. Some will have to sleep first. Okay? Some will be beheaded and be martyrs in this thing. And some just aren't meant to make it. They're going to fall out and be thrown into outer darkness, man. Sometimes this is what it has to be. But how do you keep yourself away from that? By doing the things that the Spirit, in the Holy Spirit, that Yahweh Shai told you to do. Okay, and bugging out and going crazy because it's an eclipse ain't something that Yahweh Shai told you to do. It told you to feed the sheep, feed the lambs, attend unto reading until I come, be occupied in prophecy. Okay, these are the things that we were told to do, to be peaceably amongst your brethren. That's the other word I wanted, though. To love the brotherhood as thou lovest thyself, and the Most High with all your heart, mind, body, and soul. Okay, those two great commandments, right? It says, less happily, after he had laid the foundation, he is not able to finish, and all that behold it began to mock him. Okay, and then actually jumping down, verse 30, I'll just keep reading. This man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Yeah, we're stacked. The deck is stacked against us on the flesh side, but in the spirit, man, it's already written that we're gonna win. Even unto death, we still gonna win. So what's to be bent out of shape, making these hasty fleshly moves? What's the doubt? Okay, so understanding that that your congregation may not, the leaders of these congregations may not be arming you with the faith and the practice of suffering, man, of endurance, of perseverance. Okay, but you have to know this is what we're signed up for. Why? Because I didn't even grab it. I'll grab it right quick. 1 Corinthians 4. I'll go straight to the point. Yeah, verse 14. I write not these. This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 14. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you. We were warned that this would happen, that they would do these things unto us. Okay. So we know that this has to come because Yahushua told us, the prophecies told us, Paul warned us, Peter warned us, and all the way into John the Revelator warning us in the book of Revelation. Okay? So we know these things, and in other places, but we know these things have to happen. All right? Sirach 2, and I'm going to actually play a clip. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it now.
They're going to, as things get crazier, they're going to what? Start to say we have to deal with domestic terrorism. We have to deal with, online hate speech, radicalizing, individuals to go out and do evil and this and that. And then they're going to have clips and certain talking points of the Hebrew Israelites. All right. And we merely are just speaking. All right. Brothers aren't going out harming even the camps, although we don't teach to go out with guns. The ones that do, all right, they're not out, all right, harming people, shooting people, although it's stupid to do it, all right, but everybody's, out, and a lot is stupid, as an Israelite who's behind enemy's lines to show yourself with weaponry and, which they're going to call us terrorists either way it goes, but the scriptures tell us to be wise and not do anything, all right, that the ministry be blamed. But we can clearly see that this is a snare. Let's get that. They lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate.
All right. And I'll let you continue watching his video, right? So I'm going to jump back over to this. And the brother makes excellent points. I wanted him to describe to you what we understand is coming in these scriptures, and we can see the play coming a mile away. Call all you Shai for giving us the vision of these to understand these prophecies, man. That the persecution got to come, right? It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thine heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." Okay, cleave unto him, unto Yahweh Shai, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, because it yielded the peaceable fruit that we are able to exercise thereby, from Hebrews the 12th chapter, right? About being the chastisement. Anyway, it says, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, right? When you put down and humbled, it's okay by a wicked society. It's okay. Keep your integrity and stay righteous. But no, you are set up for this situation. Do you understand what you're involved in? Okay, like the brother said, we're behind enemy lines. Okay, so for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay, and it goes on and on and on. And this is part of our trial. Going through this persecution is our trial to see when this comes down, are we still going to stay faithful? Are we going to, the pain of the flesh, or the moment of that pain in the flesh, are we going to let that push us into a hasty decision to deny our Lord. Okay? Zechariah 13, straight to the point, verse 9, and I will bring the third part, the 1/3, through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So there has to be a persecution tribulation point, right? That's likened unto refining gold, is to make you better. It yielded the peaceable fruit that you're able to exercise thereby or grow thereby, right? It says, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. Okay? Because the 2/3 ain't going to be able to call. Even if you know the name, but it ain't for you, you can call on the name, but it ain't going to be a response like that. For us, we'll be able to call and be answered, man. Okay? But you have to be putting the work in. You have to understand what you're involved in and know that day's coming, and don't bug out. And it's going to be tough, but don't bug out when it happens, man. This is why we rehearse these righteous acts. This is why we rehearse our faith. This is why we go over these prayers and try to lock these prayers in, okay? That's why we understand what these prayers are saying, okay? It says, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai is my power. All right. Okay. It says, they shall be like madmen sparing. This is 2 Ezra 16, verse 71. They shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Do you know you signed up to be tried? Particularly in the fashion either like the Maccabees, like Job, like Antipas, okay? With your head being chopped off, or putting the brazen bull, or whatever the case may be, however torture's way, we signed up for this. But the slander that's coming, that you gotta endure that, bro. You gotta know that that's got to happen. They're gonna slander us and call us terrorists, so on and so forth. Don't put yourself out there in a carnal moment, okay? But sit there and endure and take it. You think you reading the book of Acts, you think that they wasn't moving around, shaking and dodging, trying to stay out of the sight of the authorities, okay? Because they didn't want to get apprehended. Hey, when they came and apprehended Yahushua, they was actually asking, Peter, is you with them? It looked like you be one of the ones with them. People calling him out. Man, your family, the scriptures told us our family and friends was going to do that. Your own family, your enemy should be there of your own household. All of this is going to happen, man. It's okay. That's just, it builds us up to know that these things are going to happen. And when they happen, we should be strengthened to the point that we understand. Call all Yahweh Shemel Shai for his prophecy to come true. And if that be true, we know the rescue will also be true. All right? Yeah, I might as well read this. Hear ye, O my beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. All right? And you know what the rest says. You can continue to read that. Revelation 2 and 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. So the little persecution of words ain't nothing, man. The slander is nothing. But make sure it's a slander. Okay? You certain groups got sticks and whatever with you. Okay. But don't put yourself in a situation, man, that of carnality and expect the Lord to react spiritually for you. Okay? Continue to be spiritual and and call upon the Lord in the spirit that he may perform for you a spiritual feat for you, a spiritual miracle for you. Okay? It says, and I will be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, right? And then, further down was Antipas down here. That. What was right in this chapter? I don't want to go into it, but just maybe the next chapter too. But yeah, what was in here? at 13. Okay. You can read that. Okay. Revelation 20. And I saw, verse 4, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Hamashiach, Yahushai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their forehead. They were faithful unto death. Okay, but it's saying there will be people that endured that didn't succumb to the MOTB, to the hour of temptation, but will rather be killed and beheaded, okay, for this word. Okay, it says, or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years, right? And then I'll close with this in Isaiah 29. Because this is what this is the only thing that it should come down to is Isaiah 29 verse 21, that make a man an offender for a word. They're going to be upset because of the certain things we say. And it shouldn't be because you used hate speech or you called, somebody a European cigarette or whatever. Okay, whatever the case may be, that you called the woman outside her name, or none of that has to matter. What does matter is that you're using the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai according to his word and that's written in the Bible. That's what that offender for a word should be. Breaking that down, explaining that, reading that, okay? And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate and turn aside. And that's a spirit, because that's actually what the elder was going to go with it, right? Eventually said, and lay a snare for him that reproveth that in the gate and turn aside the just thing for a thing of naught. What's the just thing, man? Delivering the truth unto the people of Israel. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, that's a just thing. Giving him the word of Yahweh and putting that fear back in them and that reverence back in us and showing us, our people, the heritage, and show them how not to sin and transgress against the Heavenly Father. Okay? That we may be accepted of him again. Okay, and this is the time we're coming into, and of course, that will be viewed as a very hateful thing to this society and anti against this society and treasonous against this society. Okay, to the point that they're gonna come down with this. They got us on this. Look, we ain't did what happened, and I think that's what the elder and the brother was going into. We ain't did none of this stuff, man. Okay? That the Proud Boys and all these other hate groups was doing. We ain't did none of that stuff, but we're on the list right next to murderers, man. Just no different than Yahweh Shai on the Isle of Patmos. Okay? That Barabbas, he was likened unto Barabbas. Okay? That we would look like murderers in the eyes of the people with no bodies. Ain't that crazy? But their perception is gonna make them give the okay to be persecuted in this system. They're gonna let it happen. All right. But we know what the word says, that hey, all of these things will come to pass, but he's gonna set up a standard for the Israelites, man. Okay. All right. So anyway, Lord willing, in fact, let me grab that real quick. I'll just read it from here. Isaiah 59, 19, 20. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And I had other scriptures, but that's pretty much the point. These hit the points that I was trying to make. I don't want to make it too long. But check out the Apostles video. It's a short one. Check out the Elder video. Very edifying, both of them. And Lord willing, this was also edifying. Just putting you in the mind state. Are your leaders or your teachers preparing you for the time of persecution to come? Do you understand what you signed up for and what's going to happen at the end of this thing? Lord willing. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rachakadash. They belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopeful elect. Until the next one, shalom.